Alright, bro. I have to refilm this recap because my desktop or my mic audio wasn't on. How how wasn't it on? But in other words, you know what I'm saying? In other words, oh, Poncho, get off me. You're so freaky. Alright. But yeah, let's just get into it. This is going to be a really quick one because now that I'm filming it for the second time, I really don't want to be here, bro. But, real quick, hold up. There was two things I was looking at today. Okay, a lot of my bias and a lot of my drawn liquidity is really based on high time frame internal to external liquidity. So, and if you don't know, basically all that means is the trend. So internal liquidity is fair value gaps, and then external liquidity is highs and lows. So if we're in an uptrend and we're in internal liquidity, I want to see us trade external liquidity, which is just highs. So since we're uptrending, and I personally have been wanting all-time highs for the past 2 weeks, if we expect that trend to continue, when we get a push to internal, we expect a push back to external. So we had an internal set of liquidity right here, this 4-hour fair value gap, and then we had another 4-hour fair value gap down here. So because we got so close to this 4-hour fair value gap, I was open to the idea of that being traded to just in case, but I was really leaning long because we already got to tap into this 4-hour gap, and then we had previous day's high, Asia's high, relative equal highs at this high. And then what really made me feel like we wouldn't go to this 4-hour gap is the fact that it's already been interacted with on the 1 hour. And then we also had an SMT with this 1 hour gap. So we pushed down here, tapped into this 1 hour gap. ES didn't do that. So all those things were making me want to be bullish. And then this SMT at the highs from open on ES when ES took this high and NQ didn't. I'm not worried about that because, like I said, we had this SMT first. So if we have an SMT, a bullish SMT, and NQ is the lagging pair, that means ES is supposed to take that high first. So the fact that ES took that high first, I don't personally consider that an SMT. It's just the market doing what it's supposed to. So once I saw all that, I'm just looking for an entry. You guys know me. My entry is a 5-minute period and a 1-minute entry model. But today I did enter a little early. I scaled in a little bit early just because the setup, it was like unbelievably good. So we manipulated off of market open to this low and got an SMT. You can't really ask for much better than that. It's literal perfection. So off of that manipulation to the downside and this SMT, if this 1-minute gap got inverse, I was open to adding. So that's what I did. Added at this candle close, put stops below this candle's wick, and then these days I don't really partial like ever. I'm not gonna lie, I never partial. I can't remember the last time I've really partialed. I'm just holding for my drawn liquidity. So I didn't partial on this. This was my first entry though. I did take a second entry. So this was the first entry. It was a quote unquote early entry. Realistically, it was just like an A+ setup. And then we got my normal continuation model here. 5-minute gap. So we pulled into the 5-minute gap. So 5-minute PD array and then a 1-minute entry model. Or hold on. I entered straight off this 1-minute gap. And the reason why is because I was already in a trade. And like I said, this setup is just absolutely A+, bro. Like, zero questions asked. This is a fire trade. This is perfect. So I didn't really need to wait for a reaction. And I was already in. So it's like I'm not really tripping. Oh, wait, hold on. Hello? Hello? Yeah, you can let him in. Thanks. Okay. So yeah. Basically entered straight off the 5-minute gap. That wasn't my thought though. My thought was this is like the most obvious drawn liquidity of all time. It's literally like perfectly set up for buys, zero questions asked. So if we are gonna long, and I'm right about that, we will not go lower than this imbalance. So I added on this imbalance. And then stops were here. My average fill between here and here is obviously the halfway point of that. So that would have been about here. And stops were here. So 2.6 risk to reward, but with decent leverage. And then Let me move this so it's a little more clear, because I do get break-even stopped on this. So, like I said, I don't partial really anymore these days. I just hold for my draw and liquidity. So there was no partialing for me, no nothing. Once we took this high, my stop loss went below this candle's wick, and we got a full retrace. Honestly, this is disgusting. Like, that was like one of the most illogical moves I've ever seen. But not a big deal. Got break-even stopped, or stopped like a little bit in profit. And then I got right back in with my normal continuation model, bro, because it's too good. It's too good. The draw and liquidity is way too clear. So pulled back into this 5-minute order block, 5-minute for value gap, and then off of that, we got a 1-minute inverse. That's my typical normal continuation model. So I got in there, stops below this wick, and then, like I said, I don't partial, so full off at this high. And yeah, that's really it. So little break-even stop on some BS, and then a phenomenal A+ long, which is a great way to go into NFP day, because the day before NFP is usually really bad. That's why I really wanted to take advantage of the setup, because the setup was like I said, it's abundantly clear, literally perfect. It does not get better than this. And then I knew that once this like Asia high booked, the rest of the day was going to be bad because it's the day before NFP, and there's no other real draw on liquidity. And you can see ever since we took that high, we've literally just been sitting within this range. So yeah, man. So with that being said, I have nothing for the rest of the day. Like, if you're trading the rest of the day, you're kind of a lunatic. And I personally think that these sets of highs right here are more than likely going to get saved for NFP. So I don't know, man. If you're trading, I think you're kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I would just sit out, wait for NFP. NFP day usually has good price action. Like, why force trades now when you can wait for a better day, which is tomorrow? So yeah, man. That's it. That's it for me. Yeah, man. I don't know if I'm going to be back full-time with the recaps. Probably not yet. Soon, though. I am waiting on something before I start doing that. But today was, like, highly requested for some reason. So thought I would put it out there today. But, yeah, man. I'm out here. Have a great day.